Ever found yourself staring at your Monzo app, a question burning in your mind, a suggestion bubbling to the surface, or maybe even a tricky issue that the in-app chat just hasn't quite resolved? You're not alone. Millions of us rely on Monzo for our everyday banking, and while their customer service is generally fantastic, sometimes you just need to reach the big guns, the Monzo head office. But how exactly do you do that? It's not like they have a giant, flashing email the boss button in the app, is it? That's precisely what we're diving into today. Forget the generic "hey guys, welcome back to the channel" intro. Instead, let's acknowledge that feeling of needing to escalate something, that moment when you think, I need to talk to someone at the top. Whether it's a brilliant idea you think could revolutionize the app, a complex account issue that requires a higher level of attention, or perhaps even a formal complaint, knowing how to contact Monzo's head office can be incredibly valuable. Now, before we jump into the nitty-gritty of email addresses and crafting the perfect message, let's set some realistic expectations. Monzo, like any large organization, has specific channels for different types of inquiries. Bombarding the head office with routine questions that the in-app support team can handle will likely just slow things down for everyone. Think of it like this: you wouldn't call the CEO of a supermarket to ask where the milk is, would you? There are dedicated staff on the shop floor for that. Similarly, Monzo has built a robust in-app help system and a dedicated customer support team for the vast majority of queries. They are usually the quickest and most efficient way to get your issues resolved. So, when should you actually consider emailing the head office? Here are a few scenarios. Formal complaints: if you've gone through the standard customer service channels and feel your issue hasn't been resolved to your satisfaction, a formal complaint directed to the head office might be the next step. Serious account issues: in cases of significant account problems, security breaches, or fraudulent activity where you feel a higher level of intervention is needed, contacting the head office might be appropriate. Business proposals or partnerships: if you have a genuine business proposal, partnership idea, or media inquiry, directing your communication to the head office or a relevant department within it makes sense. Constructive feedback or suggestions: beyond the app, while Monzo often solicits feedback through the app and community forums, if you have a more substantial piece of strategic feedback or a suggestion that you believe warrants attention at a higher level, a well-crafted email could be considered. Data protection or privacy concerns: for specific and serious data protection or privacy-related inquiries that haven't been adequately addressed through standard channels, contacting a designated point of contact at the head office might be necessary. It's crucial to emphasize that for everyday banking queries, things like transaction disputes, balance inquiries, or password resets, the in-app chat is almost always going to be your fastest and most effective route. They are equipped to handle these issues efficiently. Now, let's get to the burning question: what is the actual email address for Monzo's head office? This is where things get a little less straightforward than you might hope. Unlike some traditional banks that prominently display a head office email address, Monzo's primary focus for customer interaction is through their in-app chat. They don't typically publicize a direct email address for general head office contact. However, this doesn't mean it's impossible to reach them via email. There are a few potential avenues you can explore. 1. Researching specific departments. While a general head office email might be elusive, Monzo does have specific email addresses for certain departments. If your query falls into a particular category, you might have more luck reaching out directly to that team. For example, press and media inquiries: Monzo usually has a dedicated press email address. A quick search on their official website, look for a press or media section, should reveal this. This is strictly for journalists and media professionals. Partnerships and business development: if you have a business proposal, there might be a specific email address for partnership inquiries. Again, check their website for a partnerships or business section. Data Protection Officer, DPO: for serious data protection or privacy concerns. Most organizations, including Monzo, have a designated data protection officer and a corresponding email address. This information is usually found in their privacy policy on their website. Legal Department: for formal legal matters, there might be a specific email address for their legal team. This information is often publicly available or can be requested through other channels. The key takeaway here: before trying to find a generic head office email, think about the nature of your query. Is it related to press, partnerships, data privacy, or a legal matter? If so, a targeted email to the relevant department is your best bet. 2. Utilizing the formal complaints process. If you've already gone through the in-app support and are not satisfied with the resolution, Monzo has a formal complaints process. While this process might initially involve communication through other channels, it could potentially lead to email correspondence with a specific complaints team or a contact within the head office. To find information about Monzo's formal complaints process, you should check the Monzo app, look for a help or support section, and search for complaints. They should have a clear outline of the steps involved. Visit the Monzo website. Their official website will also have information on how to file a formal complaint. This might involve filling out a form or sending an email to a specific complaints address, if they provide one. Important note: when going through the formal complaints process, be sure to clearly document all previous interactions with customer support, including dates, times, and the names of any representatives you spoke with. This will provide valuable context for your complaint. 3. Exploring LinkedIn. While not a direct email route, LinkedIn can be a useful tool for identifying individuals in leadership positions at Monzo. You could potentially send a polite and concise message to a relevant senior manager or executive explaining the nature of your query. However, proceed with extreme caution here. This should be a last resort and only used for genuinely high-level matters that you believe warrant their direct attention. Avoid sending routine customer service inquiries through LinkedIn. Be respectful of their time and only reach out if you have a compelling reason to believe they are the appropriate person to address your concern. A poorly worded or irrelevant message could be counterproductive. Crafting your email if you find a suitable address. If you manage to find a relevant email address for Monzo's head office or a specific department, it's crucial to craft your email effectively. Here are some key tips. Use a clear and concise subject line. Make it immediately obvious what your email is about. For example, formal complaint account, your account number, partnership proposal, your company name, or data privacy inquiry urgent. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.